Okay, so this is Aleia with Double XL. I'm the news editor here, and we are speaking with BIA, with Tia.
What's Tia? It's your girl checking in live.
So let's start, right? So BIA, you've been in the game for a while. Let's say, I mean, it's been about what, 10 years, I'd say? I saw
Yeah, about 9-10 years.
10 years. So that's a very long time. And
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you on all the success you've had. You know, Whole Lotta Money was going crazy already on TikTok. It's going even crazier with the remix. So I want to congratulate you on that, because I know, you know, just having that level of perseverance, I'm sure it can be very testing. So let's just start to scale back from the very beginning, right? So you were pretty much found, or discovered rather, by Family, right?
Yeah.
So how did that even happen? Let's just do a little, backstory.
Well, I started off like most people, putting out music on like free platforms online, and that song Fam found me off of was my first song I ever put out. So I had no real music experience. I just liked making music. And he believed in me. Eventually I took a move to Miami, ended up linking up with him and Pharrell. And it was history from there. Like, I did a lot of amazing things with them for probably about 4.5 years. Then I felt like, I wanted to do something different with my career. And that's when kind of like I went independent for a little while.
Okay. So you, before going independent, you were signed to I Am Other. It was like kind of
Yes.
like a partnership with RCA. I kind of did a little fact checking.
Yes.
So working with Pharrell, I can only imagine what that's like. So how do you feel what you learned from him at that point has just helped you to navigate from that point until now, like in your career?
I would say like some of my most valuable lessons I learned from him in terms of creating, like I'm a feeling writer, and I got that from him. Like, we go in and we write what's true to us, what's true to our heart, like, what's on our mind. So definitely like song structure. I feel like I'm a great songwriter because I've got to learn from great people like Pharrell, and also he's just wise. When you have somebody like that as a mentor, he teaches you how you want to treat your fans and other people. It's like how you want to move with like a higher purpose. It's like just a better energy. So I learned that from him too. Like, energy is so important to me.
Nice. That's big. That's big to even just start your career off with somebody that's as seasoned and as just, we could call him a genius, right? So just to have that, just like, and just right there with you, that's super dope. So do you guys still have like a working relationship, or can you like lean on him if you need like advice for anything?
I'm sure I'm sure I could give him a call and say, any type of advice, he'll be there for me. I'm forever thankful for Fam, Pharrell, everything that they did in my life, helped me become the businesswoman I am today. So, I'll always look at them like family, you know what I'm saying? We don't talk every day, but it's love always.
Mm-hmm. Once you build those bonds, it's just what it is.
Yeah, how could you not be thankful for somebody that put you in position? Like, I'm
Absolutely.
grateful.
So after were signed to Pharrell, you say you were independent for a bit. So let's talk a little bit about your rap hustle, or just like your hustle to be able to sustain, a career with not having, that big machine behind you and trying to make things happen for yourself. So tell me a little bit about what that hustle was like for you, what kept you motivated, what just made you want to stick to this career that you built for yourself?
Well, I feel like even when I did have the machine behind me with RCA, the machine wasn't behind me. So there was like years, maybe I didn't have a machine behind me. It was just me, my team, our mother. We were just doing things that whatever we could do at the time, like, and we used to say we had champagne taste with a beer budget, because we knew what we liked, but we couldn't get to it just then. So, and I think that's a lot of artists run into, is like, your vision is so much bigger than your budget sometimes, and being able to give the right vision to the world. So it was like all that stuff is like what develops you as an artist today. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing how to move and how to do those things.
Absolutely. And I can also say, following your career for as long as I have, I feel like you handle things with such grace. So how has it been, obviously
I'm big on class, girl.
Listen, that'll get you so much further than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So how has it been for you, knowing the level of talent that you have, just knowing that you're just working super, super hard? And, there's artists that are kind of, coming and popping and bubbling. And it's just like, well, Dad, what about me? Well, like, where's my shot when I'm actually going to be able to have that platform? What was that feeling for you? And how did you kind of like overcome that?
Oh, that's a good question. Cause I don't think that I knew what that feeling was at first, because there was never anything that I wanted so bad that was so hard to attain for me. Usually everything for me just came naturally, and even getting signed and all that at the beginning, it came so natural. So when I hit that bump in the road of like that plateau, it was like, you got to reinvent yourself and stop pouring into the people that don't care about you and start pouring into the people that do, so that developed me. Like I started pouring into who are my fans, who are the people that want to hear my music, and who are the people that care about BIA. And that we started building from there. And then I also feel like I stopped having such expectations. Like when I stopped having expectations on myself or what I expected my music to do is when my music started to do well.
Okay. So it's kind of just like you take that pressure off yourself.
Yeah, I took it.
Just the formation is organic, and it's just like that works. That's
now
the
I
formula.
only
The
make
formula is no formula.
no formula, and just trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your heart, and trust the people you create with. Like I don't create with everybody. I look at creating music like an energy thing, and I can't pour my energy into everybody. If I feel like we are not on the same frequency, I might not create with you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm protective over that, and I think that that's how you get great music, is when you're protective over who and how you create.
Okay. Well, you've had hits with J Balvin and with Russ. So what other artists have you been able to have that organic, also Dirk and Nicki, but we'll get to that. But what other artists have you been able to like have that organic chemistry in the studio where it's like, okay, this is something that we can do again? Or someone that you might want to work with because you might feel like it might be a good match?
Literally, almost everyone I work with, I feel like that about. Like I feel like that about Russ, J Balvin, Nicki. Like I would love to work with them again. Like, so it's like I only go into it like that. If I feel like, if I admire somebody, I always go into it like, what can I learn from this? What can I take from them? What can they take from me? You know what I'm saying? So like, especially Russ, I learned so much from Russ, and he's just a genius. Like he's great. So, anybody I could learn from, I love being around.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you guys collab, right? Best on Earth. So I think it was about 2019 when Rihanna, gave that huge cosign. She was kind of walking with her cute little fit. And she put in the caption that was her favorite song. I can only imagine what it feels like to have Rihanna say that your song is her favorite song. How did that collab even come about? Like how did that collab even come about? That's the first thing.
Russ hit me when he was in LA, and we had been following each other. We were in tune with each other's music. And he said, I'm in LA, I got a session. If you have time, can you pull up? I got some beats I want to play you, because he produces too. So when I pulled up, he had a folder for me, and we went through the folder, but the beat, the Best on Earth beat, was the one that we stopped on. And we were both like, let's vibe, let's do this. And we cut that song right away. He cut his verse, I cut my verse, he cut his hook, I cut my hook. And it was just like so fast, so organic. We did it right away.
Okay. Has there ever been a moment when you were working with somebody, you had their verse first? No, backtrack. Your verse was done first. Mm-hmm. They did their verse, and you're like, nah, I gotta go back. I gotta come a little bit harder. Have you ever had to deal with a situation like that?
Usually no, because I go crazy. Like I take the time on my verse to make sure I absolutely love my verse. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure that I have done it before. Like not now, I don't really do that. But before, like I would be like, oh, let me just go and make this harder. Like, I used to push my pen at all times. Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah. You know what? Not for nothing. That happens to me. It happens to good artists all the time. If you're a good artist, that happens to you all the time. You always pushing your pen.
Okay. That's fair. And that's honest. I think, some people is like, no, that was the best verse I ever wrote, whatever, whatever. But it's like, we're humans, right? Like sometimes we can push ourselves to go a little harder.
It depends. Like sometimes you get those verses that come out like water is fluid and you're like, oh, where did that come from? And then you get those verses that you like, you got to sit and you got to push yourself a little bit. So it just depends.
Okay. So what type of vibe do you have to be in before getting into the studio so you can have that flow that comes out like water?
It depends what songs I'm doing. So if I'm like in a vulnerable singing mood, then I need to just be in a chill vibe. But if I'm going to make a song for festivals, I want my friends in there. I want some tequila, 1942. Like, let's turn up. Let's go crazy.
So let's talk real quick about a whole lot of money. All over TikTok, all over the place. It came and it just like shook up everything. Did you expect for that to happen when you put the song out?
No, because like I said, I don't have any expectation. At that time, I had no expectations anymore. Like I was like, whatever it does, it's gonna do. And I just hope that people love it. I prayed for that. I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I hope this does well. Like people love it, but I still didn't have any expectations on it. Like I had no idea it was gonna do this. No idea it was gonna have a Nicki Minaj remix. Like no idea. It's been a dream come true.
So let's talk about Nicki really quick. So before the song came out in July, you guys did like the IG live and you mentioned that you had been DMing her before the song even came to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you would necessarily call that manifestation, but I think it kind of falls under that umbrella.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does manifestation mean to BIA and how has it impacted your career?
I've manifested my whole career. Like, even everything that I want, I've sat down and talked myself through it way before I had it, It's definitely a mind thing, even when it comes to a whole lot of money, because even when I wrote, like, majority of that song, it's relatable to people that don't have a whole lot of money, but it makes people feel like, I'm gonna go get some money. So that's all it is. It's just like, I wanted that to feel like manifestation. Like, even when I have a goal, like, even to be in the same room as Nicki, that was manifestation. That was a goal. I've loved Nicki my whole life. So it's like to be in the same room as her is like, it's like, wow, I really just got here. You know what I'm saying?
That was like that moment, that out of body experience, I'm sure.
It was, yeah, because I got invited to her house.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's legend. You don't just get to go to Nicki Minaj's house,
right?
I mean, go there.
I'm sure you don't want people in your own house. So it's like, whoa,
I went to her house. Like that's lit.
Dope. So you posted a couple of tweets and it kind of is like an aside or one-off rather from this conversation, right? So you said that you have so much respect for bigger artists who jump on smaller artist records, and that everybody had to start somewhere. What advice would you give to somebody who's on the come up and struggling and can't really figure out how to get noticed, but they have all of this talent and they're trying their best to not be discouraged, but it's kind of getting the best of them? So what advice would you offer to them?
I would offer to them, pour into the people that are pouring into you. Like rock with the people that are rocking with you first and foremost. Everybody else will come later. You know what I'm saying? But like, I remember when I did the song Safari with J Balvin and Pharrell, and I went in and killed my part. And there were people on his side that wanted to take me off because I had no followers. I had no real credentials. Like, I wasn't a Latin artist. So there was many people that told him like, I think you should put somebody else on. It could do better, And he's like, no, I'm going to leave Bia. She killed it. Like, so it's like, you'll have people that believe in you along the way and they'll lift you a hand. They'll help you up, just like Nicki hopping on my remix. She gave me a hand, just like Rihanna shouted out Best on Earth. She's helping me up. So it's like, I'm going to stick with the people that's sticking with me. Mm-hmm. Whoever's not sticking with me is dumb.
I hear that.
Not dumb, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Who cares? I'm not worried about them.
Right.
There's better people I love over here.
Mm-hmm. The home team is who's going to help push you the furthest, Mm-hmm. That's dope. So I saw that you performed at Rolling Loud in Miami, killed it, right? You killed it. So now we're able, weird because I'm not a rapper, but we're able, we're able to go to attend shows. You're able to perform again. I know right after Best on Earth came out, you were supposed to go on tour with Russ and Benny the Butcher. How does it feel now to be able to hit the stage again? I know you're on Day in Vegas. How does it feel to hit the stage, but also in front of so many people, and all these people, they know the words to your songs. You know, they want pictures, they want moments with you. Like,
It's
how does
incredible.
that feel?
It's incredible. I've never had this before where like they know me, you know? Like maybe they knew a song, or like, you know, maybe they knew my part in the song, didn't know what I look like, but I'm going to these shows and I'm meeting my fans and they're thanking me. And I'm like, what are you thanking me for? Like, I'm thanking you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just an overwhelming, undeniably fulfilling feeling to know that you can do that for other people, and that, you know, you go and they applaud your presence and the vibe you give them. I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Nice. That I can only imagine. It just feels like all the hard work you've put in is just coming to fruition. It's just like, yes.
I think that's why I'm so grateful for it, because like it didn't come easy for me. And like a lot of my fans now that I have, like they know me and they love me as a person. So it's like, it just hits different.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of probably, I don't, you know, want to speak for you, but it probably feels like your family, you know, like the fans that are now family. It's like my family
It
is
does.
my moment now.
It really does. It
Mm-hmm.
does. And you know, for your family to see those things too, your real family to see you doing things like that. And they're like, wow, it's really true. Like you really did it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want to ask you, I know there's always the question of your favorite artists or rappers, right? I think my question is, who's the one artist that you really would like to collab with? Yes. Who's the one artist?
Rihanna.
Really okay.
Rihanna.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to
Maybe I
collab
should
with
say
Rihanna.
rapper. Maybe I should have put rapper. So who's the one rapper that you would want to collab with?
You know, I would have said Nicki. So she's really like the one rapper I've really, 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 really wanted to collab with. I have tons of people that I'm fans of their music and I'd love to collab with them, but yeah, I don't know. I can't think of like one rapper because it changes like every week. Like to be honest, like, and I love new artists too. Like I'm one of those people, like my friends will tell you, like I got an A&R ear. Like I'll tell you about an artist that's coming out 2 years from now. And then you'll be like, whoa, they popped. I didn't even know that they were hot. Now I heard them from you. I love new artists. I always give new artists a chance too.
Okay, so give me maybe like 5 artists that we could find on your playlist. They can be new artists, they can be seasoned, they can be, you know.
Oh, rap?
Yeah, rap.
Okay. Okay, let's do that. Okay, all right, let's do that. Roddy Ricch.
Okay.
I like Roddy Ricch's music a lot. Is he considered rap kind of?
Yeah, yeah.
He sing too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the melodic rap.
Drizzy.
Okay.
I'm doing new artists too. I love Nardo Wick.
Okay.
He's really good. 5 rap artists I would like to collab with. This is such a hard question. I gotta look at my playlist real quick. Hold on.
Go ahead, take your time.
I gotta see who's some. You know what? Because I listen to more R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ESTG.
Okay. Okay.
I like me some ESTG right now.
Mm-hmm.
And let me pick a girl. A girl? I love Koi, man.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So let's say you were to do a collab with Drake.
Mm-hmm.
What type of song would it be? Would it be like a wants and needs? Would it be like a laugh now, cry later? Like what kind of vibe of a song would you want to do with Drake?
A club song.
Okay.
Probably like a strip club song.
Okay.
Probably like We Outside song. I'll probably do that with just about everyone. Like a song that makes me feel like I want to be in a good mood. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at. Oh, actually, can we put someone else on my list? Yeah. Young Thug.
Okay.
Go ahead and throw Young Thug on my list, please.
Okay. Listen,
I love Thug. Thug's music makes me feel like I'm in a great mood.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I just want my hope to be that all of these collaborations come to fruition. We can just manifest it, and they could just
Me
happen
too.
on the next project.
I like all these people, so I think on a song we will sound great.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of projects, right? Your deluxe is the deluxe EP is coming out August. Anything that you want to tell us just about just the process of adding the new songs onto the project? That's the process might have been different from what you did initially putting out the EP.
Nah, you know what? Because I cut up so many songs at a time, and I knew they all wouldn't fit on the first EP. So I had my favorites already, like in case that there were going to be a deluxe. And I liked them equally as much as the original songs that were on the For Certain, if not more. So like some of these new additions, like I love them a lot, like just as much as Whole Lot of Money, if not more. So it's like I'm just excited for people to hear it.
Sorry, I live off of a main street, so this noise is kind of crazy. I'm sorry.
I can hear it.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect. So there's something else you have to celebrate, or we need to acknowledge that's worthy of celebrating. So your song Skate is the NHL's official song. You're the first woman rapper to accomplish such a feat. So I want to know how that came about and just a little rundown of how that even happened.
So we cut Skate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like wrist Stanley Cup. I could show you how to skate. And then, you know, my team, Epic, everybody was like, we need to get this to the NHL. Like the NHL needs to hear the song. I don't know who works over there, but let's just get it to them. They tried high and low to send it to the NHL. Eventually they did. They found the NHL, my boy Bruno, and they loved it. They were like, this is great, but let's just, you know, change a couple things because it's a culture gap, you know, like hip hop and, you know, or rap and hockey, you know what I'm saying? So we had to work on it a little bit just so that I feel like it would make sense to both sides. And it came out beautiful. And I'm just glad that the NHL has been so supportive of me and so supportive of the song, because it's like they're opening doors, you know, for more rap and, you know, hip hop to flow through, because there's none of that over there in that space. It's really just rock and alternative.
Okay. So how did it feel when you knew that they wanted to do this with your song? Like, how did that feel for you? Because, you know, like you said, they're not necessarily privy to hip hop culture. So for them to kind of immerse themselves by way of you, like, what was that moment like when you got that call? Like, yeah, we actually were able to make this happen.
I was really excited because I'm from Boston too, and Boston has like a huge sports fanism. Like they just love sports. So I'm very, very in tune with the Bruins and, you know, just every sports team from my city. So it was just like a win, not just for me, but for my city and for everybody who's Black and brown, because there's nobody who's ever been Black and brown to do that. So it's like, you know, now there's more of us in that space.
Okay. Nice. Then definitely. I feel like it's that space where they're able to put people onto you, but you're also able to put people onto this sport that, you know, people love. Everybody loves every type of sport, but I feel like the most commonly talked about sports probably basketball and like football, right? So now it's
exactly.
like you're able to kind of bridge those gaps. It's like a beneficial bridge gapping type of situation.
Right. And hockey games are wild. Like starting to get in tune with them, I'm like, whoa, a hockey game is maybe more exciting than football game.
Right. Right. They go crazy. They start swinging it. Nice.
Yeah.
So I want to know what's next for you.
Business stuff, business ventures, different things. Like I'm working on a makeup line. I love makeup. I love graphic liners. I love nails. I do nails, only my own sometimes, Nails for Certain. Really? But yeah, I have a nail page called Nails for Certain. So I'm definitely gonna, you know, tap into the business space heavy this year. Like I want to open a lot of side businesses outside of music and just things that I'm passionate about, on top of putting out music, putting out a lot of visuals and an album, because, you know, I'm ready to put out an album now.
Nice. So as far as wanting to put out the album, do you have to like seclude yourself to kind of just like stay away from me? Do you disconnect from social media? Do you know, like what is that for you when you have to get into album mode?
I like to disconnect a little bit. I'll still be on social media, but I won't be as like into it. all the time. And I like to go somewhere like tropical,
Okay.
like, you know, maybe not go on like a vacation vibe, but just go on something that feels like it's out the way and no one can get there and it's like just warm. I like that to record.
Okay, nice serene vibes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. So let me ask you this, right? Social media, I feel like it's the gift and the curse. You know, it can help to kind of catapult things, but it can also just be a very, very dark place at times. How have you let me not say mastered, because I feel like that's a very weighted word, but how have you figured out a balance for yourself of not allowing what happens on social media to kind of just kind of weigh you down, or even just like it have such an impact that it kind of might sway you left or right with maybe music that you might be doing or something that you might want to promote for yourself? How do you kind of just create that barrier between yourself and social media?
I definitely set boundaries. Like, I think that that's something that artists don't take enough of, you know, like I feel like with social media, so many people are on their story every single day. You see what's going on in their life every day. And I've always been one to like want to keep some of my personal stuff, keep my mystery a little bit more of a mystery as to what I got going on in my everyday. Because as exciting as it is, it's not everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when you take boundaries like that, it's easier for you to check out when you need to check out. And I have days where I put my phone down and I'm like, I'm not doing it today. Your favorite cover girl is checking out live. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't reach me. That's the flex.
I hear you. And I think that's the thing with social media too, right? There's this entitlement that people have to accessibility to their favorite artists. And you guys are human, you know, like you don't want to be contacted all the time. You just don't want that. You want to sometimes live a normal life. Like if you can't go do your own grocery shopping, the very least you can do
Yeah.
go on social media and just like not be bothered.
I love when they come up to me and stuff, you know, like I love meeting the people that support me. I just love not giving too much of myself to the world, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And that's understandable. That's understandable. So anything else that you want to share, that you want to give us, that you want to offer to XXL this afternoon?
I'm trying to think if I have anything, but you asked amazing questions. You
Thank
really
you.
touched on everything that's going on
Thank you. I
in my
really
life.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, I just really wanna, I'm just excited, girl. Like I'm at this point where people, you know, they see what's going on and they're tying a face to the music, to everything else. So I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. And again, I know I started this off congratulating you, but I want to end this on congratulating you as well. I can only imagine, you know what I mean? Like that's a really long time to be hustling and grinding and just probably having days that aren't so great, but days that are great, and trying to like make those days that are better be what helps to push you. So I want to congratulate you on forthcoming success, current success. You're killing it. Like,
Thank you.
I think, first of all, Best on Earth is like my get dressed song.
Yes.
But
Like,
seriously, I definitely, wish you all the best. And I'm looking forward to the album that's coming out and all the other things that are coming
yeah,
out.
stay tuned for Certain Deluxe. I can't wait till you hear it. Oh my God.
Yes.